Welcome everyone to our webinar. I'm pleased to have you all to explore to the latest version of Vertex BD and our new product Vertex Sync. Presenters today are Kimmo Honkanen, he's the product owner of the Vertex BD, and Petri Molkkari, product owner of the Vertex Sync. I will be your host today. Here's the agenda for today's webinar. We'll start with the introduction of the Vertex BD new features. After that, we will explore to the new Vertex Sync cloud service, and then also the BD and Sync integration. Following the presentation, you will have an opportunity to ask questions. You can write your questions to question box during the webinar. We will read them from there. Some of these features are presented by videos, and video might open in separate window. To have a best viewing experience, you can maximize the window. Okay, let's begin with new features of Vertex BD. Kimmo, please go ahead.
Hello everyone. First we have a video about the profile libraries. They are now also in the same user interface than we have already had the, for example, insulation materials and sheets. So now those are easier to manage and handle. So let's go to the video.
Hello, thanks for joining us for our video showcasing improvements within Vertex BD 2025 to our profiles system. These now reside within the library user interface and no longer are they in their own separate databases. If we navigate to Libraries, System Libraries, and then Materials, within here, in the latest version of BD, we added sheets and insulation materials, but now we also have profiles available here as well. So why did we make this change? Having profiles here enables much quicker and easier access to utilize profiles. You have a much more streamlined process to activating or deactivating profile libraries as required for your building projects. For example, from here, we can highlight all libraries and deactivate them with ease now. This enables us to quickly reactivate a few libraries should we require, which enables better ease of browsing when only working with a few specific libraries and not all. We can filter the active column to show our active libraries at the top of the list here too. These new changes make it not only very quick and easy to tailor the libraries as required per building you work on, but also very quick and easy to revert to the default view of all libraries being available if needed. With us having activated only the profiles we required, let's take a look at what it now looks like when you add your desired profiles. Now when we go to the Modeling tab and Profiles, as you can see when we select the library drop-down, we have only the two libraries that we activated and the rest are hidden as required. Let's go back to our Profiles library. It's very easy for you to now make changes and make custom profiles and profile libraries as you require for your buildings. Simply select the profiles you would like to amend or use as a template to create new ones from, and right-click and select Copy to New Custom Library. You can add your own name for your new custom library, and once you press OK, this will be available for you to utilize or further amend for your needs. As you can see, now if we go back to add a profile to our building, our newly created custom library is also available for us to choose from via the drop-down menu. Now when you have a building activated within BD and go into the system libraries, the same functionality works with sheets for building libraries too. As you can see, you can select your required sheets and then copy those to their own custom new building library. We can again give it its own name, and now we have within this building a new custom profile library containing just our required profiles. The benefit to doing this is that you won't make any changes to the core custom libraries. This is because when you go to activate your new building, you can't see a custom profile library that you just made for another building. This streamlines working on projects where you may use only a few or many profiles, whilst also protecting your core profiles or specific customization from ever being inadvertently amended or lost. Lastly, let's take a look at amending our custom profile properties. If we go back to the library window and navigate to our custom library we created previously, when we right-click the library itself in the browser, we can select to edit the library and edit the profile library straight from here now, with a multitude of options. From here we can amend our profiles and profile library as we have in the previous version if required. These changes we have made to BD in terms of profile libraries enable customizing your profiles and profile libraries to be much quicker, more streamlined, and far easier to maintain for your building projects and business requirements.
Okay, next we have totally new concept in BD 2025 for zones and spaces. And it's also library based, so you can easily make your own needs to the custom libraries. And the usability is quite same with like horizontal structures, so should be quite easy to use. And those are going also to the IFC. Let's go to the video.
Hello, thanks for joining us today. Starting in 2025, within Vertex BD, we are now using the new concepts of zones and spaces. Let's take a look at these within this video. First, let's have a look at spaces within Vertex BD. Now within the Modeling tab and the Zone section, we now have the option to define spaces. Within here, we have some basic example spaces that are predefined and can be selected from. First, let's try out the predefined apartment space. Once selected, we can define our space area within our model's active window and also can provide the software height dimension measurements if required. Once those have been defined, Vertex will then open a window to enable you to define further properties for the space. Within here, you can define your own properties via right-clicking. For example, we can add demo property as shown. Let's continue by pressing OK. Here, you can edit our defined space. You can amend this via the grip points as you would expect to the defined object within Vertex BD, and you can even change the space's color with the drop-down as shown here. With that done, we can switch on the layers and move this label, and you can see the apartment 1 space is detailed. Let's add in more spaces to our building. Now we have added spaces throughout our building. They have been assigned different colors, but these can still be changed as required. Here you can see the different spaces that we have defined, and each is highlighted as we select it. With all that completed, we can then go on to defining our zones. Within the Zones section of the Modeling tab, we can select the Define Zones option, which is below the Define Spaces option. BD will open a window where we can select the required zone we need, and there are a small number of predefined zones available here. In this example, we will utilize the Fire Compartment zone. We select our desired spaces and then press Enter to confirm. Vertex BD then opens the Edit Zone Properties window. Within here, we can see the defined spaces and rooms included in the zone we have defined. Once we are happy with our selections, we press OK, and then we have our completed and defined zone. Let's do one other quickly with these two spaces here. As you can see, it's very easy to create and set up zones as necessary. So now, if we go back to our 3D viewer, as you can see by the model view, if we select either of our zones from the model browser, it will highlight the relative spaces that are a part of the selected zone. Let's make an IFC and see how our new zones and spaces translate over to the IFC view. First, we export our IFC files from Vertex BD. Once we have exported these, we head on over to Solibri Anywhere IFC viewer. Once opened, we can see within Solibri that our IFC files now include both our created zones and all of their associated spaces. These can be viewed individually and selected as required. Within the library user interface, you can create your own zones and spaces. You can customize these libraries as necessary. Here you can see we have our pre-existing default zones and spaces, but we can add to those with ease. As with all our other libraries in BD, you can right-click and copy to new custom library. By this process, you can create an entire new library of zones and spaces as desired. In this view, we will create a simple additional space called Spaces BD 2025. Once we have given it a name and selected OK within the next window, we can then customize our custom space itself. Selecting it will open the space properties where we can create our own description for our space or zone, the default color for the space or zone, transparency settings, etc. Once we are happy with this, we select OK and our newly created customized space or zone is added to BD within our new library we created. Let's test this out and add a customized space to our building. Now when we go to add our space, we have our newly created library with our new space as an option to choose from. We can then select this and utilize it within our model as desired. As well as adding these in manually, we can also add them into our buildings by adding them by our building's walls. We select to add our newly created space, then select the Add by Walls option by selecting the option as shown here. Once we have done that, we define our desired properties and confirm. BD will then add our zone or space by the walls we selected. That concludes this video showcasing our new zones and spaces concept for Vertex BD 2025. Thanks for watching.
Okay, let's look at the few peaks. What else is there in the BD 2025? And just from the BD in the right top corner, there is the question mark where you can find the link to the what's new in this version. So all the improvements is based on your feedback. Thank you for that. So let's pick up some of those. In IFC, when you are doing exporting, there is now the selection filters that it's easier to handle. Are you making the IFC from the panels or panel parts or architectural layers, for example? And you can also put the 2D visibility to imported IFC objects and that kind of stuff. So, and 3D stack improvements. There's a short video about we have collected those together, so take a look at that. And we have done something for the reporting from a list of the panels in the stacks, and all the stack dimensions is now available in the user interface, and also the weight of the panel. And the filtering is now available when you have a lot of panels you want to stack, so it's easier to handle what you are going to put on the stack. And I think that this is the most biggest improvement from my point of view, that in this version you don't need to have each panel drawing ready for doing the stacking. So where you have the up-to-date panel drawings, those you can do the stack, so makes your life easier when you are doing the big buildings. And also the different types are now there available in the edit stack contents dialog, so you can also sort with those more easily now. Framing tools, we have something. For example, in the timber path, there is the hanger. Joist hangers are available in the framing tool, and you can control those by edit detail properties, that you can put the hangers easily to the wanted edge, for example. And hot roll detailing, there's a few new details which you can find out from this part of the what's new. Terrain improvements, there has been for Scandinavian users quite many questions about how to utilize more easily terrain. So now the sections are supported with the terrain thickness 0 value, and so it's like a face of the terrain. So you can get out, for example, this kind of view to the elevation drawings, where you can put the height symbols. And publisher, most likely about those admin tools for handling sets and that kind of stuff. This publisher is supported with our sync integration. When you have the sync license, you get and can use this publisher option. So it's easier to change order in the set for the set, for example, and for example, you can save the default properties to each file type easily. There is the function for that, so you don't need to edit those anymore so much than before. And grid function is now unified with other Vertex products, so it's easy. And one pickup from here, that if you are doing the dimensions for the grid, it's now based on the drafting settings. You don't need anymore to have those .000 and that kind of stuff if you don't want. So it's easy to handle those dimensions now. And some pickup also from most wanted. So in the framing tools, now there's a ribbon tab for the connect and disconnect parts of the panel. Also in the right click, you can find the same. And the height macro is now located in the ribbon. It's easier to get from the output ribbon tab. And what else? Yeah, I go a little bit further. If you have the document, of course, this is the quite most important thing, that we have now done this document browser user interface improvements, that it's easier to handle those, for example, sheets in document browser. For example, you can copy those sheets, rename those, and this is quite good. For example, when you have a lot of different documents around under the building, which are not based on the VX types which we have in the C code. So like the other documents, you can, in the document browser now, you can add the new folders at the drawings, at that files there. You don't need to go anymore to the folder itself. You can see everything in the document browser. So this helps and make your life easier. And video tool, we have something also. It's now in the top side of the PD. There is that you can pause the recording and do that kind of easier video recordings. This was something pickups, but now it's time to move to sync part of this webinar.
Okay, let's begin. Let's now dive into the sync, what it's all about. And we will start with a short overview, and then after that is followed by a demonstration of sync presented by Petri. So let's go.
Welcome to the feature presentation of our new product, Vertex Sync. Vertex Sync is a cloud platform that brings everyone involved in design and construction into the same office digitally. Vertex Sync enhances collaboration, management, and delivery of your projects. Work and collaborate with your team members using the same files and user interface from anywhere you want. All your projects and documents are saved, managed, and shared securely around the clock in the Vertex Sync cloud storage. Vertex Sync is developed by us at Vertex Systems. We create automated design and data management software to make things faster and easier for the building industry. In this presentation, we will go through typical industry pain points and frustrations that Vertex Sync fixes. We'll go through feature highlights and end with how you can get Vertex Sync. Now let's talk about doing things twice. The internet has made it possible to easily split design, manufacturing, and construction data into different locations. We can even work on different continents if the economics make sense. However, this means that crucial project files and documents are now in multiple locations and traveling through various services and platforms. This is when things start to go wrong and often lead to this situation. We end up doing things twice, and we've been doing things twice over the lifespan of our projects for a very long time. Here's a list of industry pain points that need fixing. You can't locate files, you're working with outdated files, you're manufacturing or building with outdated plans, you run into design errors because your work is based on outdated information. Files get lost and delays happen because it's difficult to find relevant information. Now, it is rare that a single project goes through all of these issues, but the fact is that every single one of these problems is well worth fixing. And the reason is this. These problems are present in most construction projects, and they have a massive compounding effect on the whole industry, your bottom line, and most importantly, everyone's day-to-day work life. Based on research done with our Vertex BD clients, on average, for every CAD user in the industry, there are at least 5 other partners that benefit from direct access to projects and documents. That would be, in general, other designers inside and outside your organization, your clients, as well as people in manufacturing or on-site staff. We sat down with industry experts and talked about what's the solution here, as other cloud services and servers already exist. What can Vertex Systems do for you that Google Drive, Dropbox, or some custom server solution cannot? This is what we came up with. Let's bring everyone into the same office digitally. Most data inconsistencies and collaboration issues get fixed when we're all under the same roof, so to speak. Although Drive and Dropbox do a good job syncing and sharing everyday generic files, Vertex Sync goes further by addressing the unique needs of design, manufacturing, and construction teams. Here's how Vertex Sync handles sophisticated design workflows better than generic services. Vertex Sync provides a user interface tailor-made for CAD or BIM projects, giving design professionals a clutter-free platform to share and view buildings and documents. Vertex BD links seamlessly to Vertex Sync with minimal setup. Vertex Sync maintains up-to-date files through controlled collaboration and built-in version tracking. Teams are ensured to be working with the latest iteration of the building or document. Vertex Sync also manages reservation mechanisms to ensure that changes made by different designers do not overwrite each other. Vertex Sync acts as a single centralized data library that serves as a unified source of truth. Complex assemblies, references, libraries, and parametric models are linked and managed by Vertex Sync to reduce errors and duplication. Finally, the entire work experience and platform upkeep is backed up by direct Vertex Systems support. Vertex Sync users have a reliable partner they can get a hold of when in need of technical guidance and troubleshooting. Now, let's look closer at Vertex Sync's feature highlights and talk about how they eliminate errors and unnecessary steps from your workflows. The value of Vertex Sync comes from the fact that you can work anywhere, so you can seamlessly access and interact with your projects from any location as if you were in the office. Access latest revisions automatically without fear of using old data. You get to effortlessly store all your project essentials from 3D models to even photos right into Vertex Sync and enjoy a clutter-free universal workspace. There's no need to fear file loss or corruption. You can instantly share crucial documents with design, manufacturing, and construction site teammates. You can stop using email attachments and different messaging services to deliver crucial and up-to-date files and documents. Vertex Sync allows everyone to access and inspect your documents and 3D models on any device without you having to do a thing. Vertex Sync ensures everyone is always connected to your latest work. Locate your documents quickly with intelligent labels and metadata search, which can turn hours of searching into seconds. Manage your workspace like a professional by setting permissions and sharing design environments and libraries in a streamlined and secure manner. As long as the data gets uploaded into Vertex Sync, you can stop worrying and always work with up-to-date files. You get to have the correct and exact same components as others attached to your project, even when they're outside your organization. You're always in the right work environment, working with the latest plans, and have the same user experience and file structure as everybody else. There's no more guesswork and delays due to miscommunication. Plus, you can safely work from anywhere you want. When you look at the whole lifespan of a project, just the benefit of doing things once instead of twice is immense. Now, I hope you're all eager to know, how can I get Vertex Sync? Well, simply go to our website, enter the My Vertex store. There you can create a brand new Vertex ID and get to work with Vertex Sync. We hope you enjoyed this presentation and are excited to use Vertex Sync. For any further questions, please reach out to us here or through our website. Thank you for watching.
Now Petri continues with the live demo.
Okay, thank you. And let's see a very short introduction review for Vertex Sync web user interface. So this is a Vertex Sync home screen from which you can access to all documentation, all the buildings you have uploaded to Vertex Sync. Here we have selected to view all the buildings we have in Vertex Sync, but of course, using the filters, we can find and look all the content in the Vertex Sync. Let's go back to buildings, and we can add all other things here by clicking the plus sign. From here, you can add anything, any file, anything you need to add in Vertex Sync. To make things easier to find, you are working with, we have a favorite system. We can add favorites, and then we have you can access those your favorite buildings, favorite documents in favorite tab. Okay, let's dive into building. Here we have a building, Villa Scandinavia, and all the building data is in here. You can see all the files, all the documents belonging to this building underneath the building object. Let's use our filtering system to get some data we are looking for. For example, detail. We have one detail drawing, and we can preview it quite easily and get the information we are looking for. Okay, let's use filters other way. We are looking for example, NC files of the system. We see that there is already NC file filter, but we can use filters more effectively. Again, we can look structural files. We can see that there is lots of different types of structural files, panel, published ones, reports, foundations, but those NC files too. Let's open that. Now we have all the NC files made for this building. Let's open this E1. We have E1 PTL file here, and from here we can see that actually this E1 PTL file is connected to the panel from which this PTL file is done. So there is connection between PTL and its origin panel. Very fast and easy way to find correct information. Let's open this E1 wall panel. And now we can see that from this wall panel E1, we have made that NC output file. We have one PDF file here. But with this E1 panel appears also our panel drawings PDF book. If we take a look here, we can see it's also in here. But of course, there is other panels too, like E2 and so on and so forth. So if I open this panel drawing book, I can see that all the panels which are included in this PDF book are linked to this PDF book object too. So there is no need to know exactly what is included in this PDF book because Vertex Sync tells it to you. Okay, let's go back to the building. Of course, this PDF book is linked to the building too. We can go to back there. Then we can use the search tool to find also things underneath the building. Let's try, for example, E15. I can see that there is E15 panel out, PTL output file, actual wall panel, and one PDF file from that. Let's go back to the building. Then in the video, we thought that there is always up-to-date data here and all the revision history is available, all the changes are logged in, what has been done and who has been done. So we can see that everything what has been done with this building is is recorded here, and also the revision history is here. And if I open the older revision, the system tells that the user that there is already a newer one available, so we can go back to newer one. Quite easy and fast. Then we have integrated 3D model. We can open architectural model or framing model. Let's open architectural model. So in here, this model is automatically made from PD, so you don't need to do anything extra to upload this model here. And in here, we have a basic clipping tool to make clipping. We have measuring tools to check measures. And of course, we have component information available here. We can see that all the door information, for example, exists here. Okay. Then finally, very short introduction how you can manage your sync organization. It's done in admin portal. From here, for example, you can add users, new groups to manage access control, who has access to which buildings, for example, and so forth. Different roles who have access to and permissions to read and write, revise the buildings, and so on, so forth. You can add new labels to do filtering, what suits best for your organization. You can manage and do automatic rules to add those labels to make work easy and fast with Vertex Sync, and so on and so forth. Okay, let's go back to home screen, and I think it's now time to see how this Vertex Sync can be integrated with Vertex BD.
Let's go through how you link Vertex BD with Vertex Sync. First, press the Sign In button. After you press the Sign In button, you should be seeing this screen right in your organization here. After that, press OK, and then the program will ask you to restart. Close Vertex BD, open it up again, and then press Sign In. Now you should be seeing the Vertex Sync Sign In. Enter your Vertex ID here, type in your password, and press Sign In. After you've pressed Sign In, at the bottom of your screen, you should be seeing your organization and that Vertex Sync is now ready to go. If you have any further questions, you can check out our official documentation on our website. Thanks for watching.
Kimmo continues shortly showing how it looks like in P-Design.
Yeah. Okay. Because it was so easy to sign in, so now I have already signed in the same organization to sync where Petri just were. So in the footer here, I can see that sync is ready. So I have the integration and I've signed in this organization, and this is a username. So let's check few things here. Let's open the browser. So here I have signed in. I can also sign out or sign in here. It's also possible. But here I can see, for example, the same building which Petri just showed in the web viewer. So here. And here you can see the status of this. This is up to date. And this is now blocked, so I can't use and handle this, for example. But let's open this same building here. What happens to browser? Okay, that was quick. Now there is the setups that I have automatically reserved this building when I have opened this building. And when I go to browser, I can see, or others can see that, okay, this is now reserved to me, so I can handle this one. And what else? Here I can make the syncing for, if I have done the changes to this building, I can sync it from here, for example, or when I close the building, I can do the syncing, make a new revision and that kind of stuff, or override the existing ones. So, but let's look at also one, what I did. Okay, I close it, but here I can see that those revisions here, like Petri just show from the sync side, those also I can open the older revisions, but automatically it always open the latest one. What else we have here? You can share your environments easily. I'm as a admin user in this sync integration, so I can create the new environment. So this means that the custom folder is shared by the sync. So here I can see, okay, this kind of environments I have, this is the first revision, and if I want to set up that, it's easy to pick up the revision I want to upload and then press set. So after that, I can upload that custom to my design environment. So it's easier to take one more designer easily together with sync to same project, for example, involving that with the custom folder. You don't need to share it anymore with any other services. And when I upload the custom, I will see here that what is activated, but I'm not now doing that. And if you have, for example, buildings in local, you can move those buildings easily from here. This is what I have in the local. So if I want to push this to the sync, it's easier to select from here and press OK. So then it's going to be in the sync building. And let's open that Scandinavia again. One more thing with this, I was discussing, told that when you have the sync license, then you can will be activated this publisher here. So this you can use, for example, doing those PDF books. So here, this was where we have the books. For example, those wall panels, and here is the sync labeling you can put to the publisher, and after that you can see this from the sync web browser. This was totally all from this point, and nothing else. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kimmo and Petri, for your presentations. And sync can be bought from the MyVert store, and there's now sync trial available for 30 days. So you can have a trial from our MyVertex store. But now it's time for the questions. And let's we could put webcams on, guys. There are a few questions over there, so let's go through those. And and you still have time, you can send your questions by writing them to the question box. Here are a few questions, and first one is that if I order Sync trial or Sync official version, which PD version I need to use? That's maybe
I can
for
answer. I can answer for this. You need the PD 2025.
Yeah. How about then? There's the questions about zones and spaces. Are these zones and spaces the replacement for the rooms function? Who like to answer?
Very good question. At the moment, they are the separate one, but in the future, we are going to develop that somehow those are like, how can I say it? We can use that kind of space concept somehow to get more out from the room data, but it's in the future. At the moment, it's a different concept.
Yeah, am I right, given the spaces are much more than only the rooms, because the spaces are used for the building net and cross areas, and also the building volume, and is also for the apartment.
Yeah, and the room can be in the different spaces, for example. Same room can be in the different spaces.
Yeah, but the space has also the multiple meanings, not only the room.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But it's a good idea that we have also think about that, how we can, because the tools are a little bit better with the space functionality. So something in the future. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Then there's the question that can I watch the videos later? Yeah, this webinar recording is coming. It will be available quite soon after the webinar.
Yeah, and the same videos, which was the profiles and zones and spaces, they are in the what's new pages also.
Yeah, they are already there.
Yeah.
Okay, then there's a question that what happens if I have the customized profiles and I upgrade the system? What happens for those profile libraries?
Don't worry, they are in the library and you can activate and deactivate those afterwards when you're starting to use the BD 2025. It's easier to select those and deactivate, which you don't need to be available.
Okay, there was also a question about that, how did I understood correctly that I can now set profile library, but also the profile activity.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
2025.
Okay, then this question, and maybe that's good to clarify this nature of the sync, that which kind of service it is, that how can I install sync to my computer? Petri.
Okay, Sync is a native cloud solution. It's a service we offer to you. So there is no need to install Vertex Sync, and it's not even possible to install Vertex Sync in your own computer. We offer that service for you in cloud.
Then there's the one more question at the moment. When is new version PD available?
The share has been done, so it's available. Should be. If you have the maintenance, you have got the email.
Yeah, there might
If
be
not,
some.
contact your sales, which is your near you, if you don't have the email.
Yeah, there might be some areas, for example, Benelux. I think we are sending those quite soon, but in most of the countries they should be already available. So just these days, if it's not yet, if you have not yet received it, it's coming very soon.
Yeah, it's ready.
It looks like there are no more questions. And remember that you can find more information about the sync and also the new features of the BD from our website and our knowledge base documentation sites. Thank you, all of you, for active participation, and then have a great day. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.